yeah, we didn't care about the main. So we're going to go into the co-main, which honestly wasn't that great of a fight either. But the only reason we're discussing it is just because of the implications in that division, because we had 6 versus 13. Chiesa was entering after a loss versus Vicente Luque. And Sean Brady had yet to lose entering this fight. And Sean Brady has still yet to lose after this fight. And I think Sean Brady is an animal, but this was a pretty lackluster performance in my opinion. Yeah, he got the win, but it was a lot of lay and pray. Because sure, Sean Brady's thing is he takes you to the ground, but he wasn't really doing much. And I guess maybe part of that is a testament to Chiesa because he's also a ground guy. So I guess he was maybe able to make it so that Brady couldn't do much. But then when they were on the feet, Brady was looking like Ronnie Yaya on the feet from a fight or two before that. He did not look like he wanted to be there. It was very strange. Again, the very little bit that was there, Chiesa was looking like he was holding his own. It's not like, Chiesa can't fight on the ground, on the feet, but still, it's just a weird matchup. I was thinking, well, how it went was how it might go, but I was hoping for a little bit more competitiveness, I guess. It was just not an interesting fight, really, for me.
I mean, on my end, I kind of expected a little bit more from Chiesa, and so it's interesting that didn't manifest. But then again, to Brady's credit, I mean, he had him in that body guillotine for most of the damn thing. So it's like, unless I'm misremembering, but I think that's what happened, right?
He had control for the most part, man. I mean, we look at this. We had half the fight, he had control.
Yeah, okay. So what are you supposed to do? Like clearly the guy's got some kind of power, and I think even Chiesa.
Chiesa is like, you're strong.
Yeah, he whispered it to him when they were. Yeah, man. So, credit to Brady, credit to Chiesa, I guess, but I definitely did expect a lot more from Chiesa, especially your number 9 ranked. Yet to be fair, 6. I'm so sorry. We've said he's a gatekeeper. This kind of just solidified that, it looks like, because I don't see any title, belt, nothing like that coming your way. You know what I mean? So
I don't think so. I remember after he had beaten Neil Magny, this was earlier in the year, so this was his 3rd fight of the year for Chiesa. After he beat Neil Magny, he called out Colby Covington. We're a long ways from that now, I would say. And it was kind of like, I don't like him, I want to take him, I want to shut him up, blah, 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 blah. Dude, no. I mean, look, he didn't fight easy people after that. Like, I'm not trying to minimize, make his losses seem bigger than they are. He fought stiff competition. He fought Vicente Luque, who did kind of beat him at his own game, though. And he just fought Sean Brady, who, he was 13, but, I think the people that actually watch the sport know that Sean Brady could possibly have a pretty solid trajectory in the welterweight division. So again, 2 losses in a row, but good competition. But again, the way he looked in those 2 losses, he wasn't overly competitive. The Luque one was a pretty quick finish. This one, Sean Brady controlled him for the most part. Yeah, I know he ended the round on top with the ground and pound. And I saw some people saying Chiesa should have won that, even though that Brady had more control. He wasn't doing anything with it. I can kind of get where they're going with that in terms of he was controlling him but not doing anything to control, and then when Chiesa was attacking, he was clearly attacking. I understand the logic, but it's just such a, I honestly don't care who would have won this fight because it was such a sloppy, blobby fight. I was like, I don't care, dude. Pick whoever you want to win. Let's just move on. Let's finish this event.
It's interesting you say sloppy because that's kind of how my impression was of it too. You would expect that kind of performance out of those 330-pound heavyweight kind of dudes where everything just looks very slow, very
that was weird, man. It was a weird card.
Kind of, yeah.
Weird card overall. So the only reason, again, to highlight this was, so implication-wise, like you had been saying yesterday, you were like, Chiesa's a gatekeeper. It looks like he kind of maybe solidified that. He'll probably drop a little bit. Brady will go up a little bit. So they were 6 and 13. I don't know where they'll go from here. Matchup wise for Brady, I think there's a lot you can play with ahead of him. And then for Chiesa, again, I don't know. I guess he's gonna have to fight someone below him again at this point, or he's not gonna fight someone above him.
No, he's absolutely not gonna fight someone above him. So.
And again, he's kind of a gamble there. He fought someone 7 ranks below him. I appreciate him doing that because there's a lot of time in not just this division, but various divisions across the sport where people squat on their spot. They don't want to fight 2 below them and all that. So credit there. At least he fought someone well below, and he knew it was going to be a challenge. And for Chiesa, I kind of wonder, as he's been doing the ESPN analyst stuff and all that, and he's been in the mainstay, I think, on pretty much every event. It seems like he's in the studio doing something. So I wonder if his focus is maybe kind of shifting more towards that. I don't know I don't remember him being that old, but I don't know. It kind of seemed like he was okay with how the fight went in terms of the loss. I'm sure he was not. I'm just saying his demeanor seemed like, and maybe it's a maturation thing. I don't know, but he just felt kind of fine with what happened.
Well, I mean, I would be fine with it too, because clearly that he's transitioning out. You can tell, like, just the way he walked into the octagon. He's shaking everybody's hand, patting them on the back. Like, he knows everybody there because he's the ESPN dude. So I think he's already transitioned himself out. It's just mentally, the guy's still a fighter, and he wants to continue to compete in that respect. But look at what happened to Paulie, man. Paulie eventually just was like, okay, dude, I'm done.
Paulie who?
Felder.
Oh, Phil, yeah. I was like,
what else should I call him?
No, that's right. That's appropriate. I just completely lost track of who that was.
Yeah, so like he decided to step down from his position too, and it's like, well, why wouldn't you, man? But maybe there's something we don't know. Like we said, maybe the UFC wants Chiesa in there. Maybe Chiesa still wants to be in there, and they're like, okay, cool, dude. Like we'll just keep sending dudes your way. You'll keep getting paid. You'll get your ESPN money. Hey, man, it sounds like a win-win for everybody. So
yeah, I mean, I don't know. Again, whatever. That's how that kind of played out. I would, but for me, Sean Brady won this fight. But the way he looked, his stand-up, I don't know if it was just, I don't remember his stand-up being that bizarre looking before. Granted, he usually does have people on the ground because he's that dominant. And we say this usually with guys like the Adesanyas who are not known for the ground, but we always say, well, if you can't get to the ground, why does it matter? And I guess to flip the script for Brady, if he can get people to the ground, then I guess why does it matter how the stand-up looks? And for the most part, that was applicable here. But again, when the fight starts on the feet, so the way it was looking when it was there, he's such a big dude too for 170. So you would expect like power and all this stuff, but it's not there yet. I don't know, whatever. And he was even saying, Brady, like, my background is in wrestling. Like, I just started doing this. Like, Chiesa was a wrestler. So I don't know. I'll see. We'll kind of see what they do with Brady. I'd be interested to see like the next time he fights how that stand-up looks. Just again, because the card overall, very weird. Complete contrast from last week. We had, 11 out of 12 or 11 out of whatever it was. There was only 2 that weren't finishes, if I'm remembering right.
4 knockouts in the prelims, 1 submission. So 5 out of 6 finishes.
In the prelim.
In the prelim alone. And then the main, I don't remember exactly, but
I think the only
11...
decision off the top of my head, I can remember Yair and Max.
Yeah.
There was either 1 or 2 that were not finishes last week. And more than 2.
Yair and Max could have basically just been finishes too, man, because the way they ended up being.
Yeah, seriously.
Like, I thought they were finished.
Yeah. And then you fast forward to this week, we have 1 finish. Complete. And again, like, I'm not saying because there were no finishes is why this card sucked. I'm all for, look at the last 2 weeks. We had 3 fights go decision that were absolute wars. You had the Gaethje Chandler, you had Burgos and Quarantillo, and you had Rodriguez and Yair. So I'm not saying, because it was all decisions, it was a crappy card. It was boring decisions. Mm-hmm. There was not much activity going on. And again, the UFC has churned out so many events this year. If we got to sit through these here and there, like this was like, again, the one that I can distinctly remember, it's fine. It's going to happen. You put this many out, especially 10 in a row. Not the end of the world. It did suck, though, because there was some matchups on here that I was looking forward to that we're just not even going to talk about because like I don't even know what to say about the fight besides that was boring. So that's the co-main.